studio, here's Steve Kaplowitz and Adrian Broadus.
And with that, happy Tuesday. Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Talk as we get going on a very shortened edition of the show today. We're with you for just 90 minutes because we have baseball coming up here at the bottom of our 5 o'clock hour. Yankees and Guardians, Game 2 of their American League Championship Series. We've got a lot to talk about today. A lot coming up. A huge trade early this morning. 2 huge trades if you're a football fan. The Jets getting Devontae Adams, and then Amani Cooper going over to the Buffalo Bills. So a couple of big moves in the NFL. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll talk all your sports as we can give it to you. But first, how about FC Juarez Feminil starting the show today? It's nice when we can get the ladies back in the studio, and that's exactly what we have right now. Alberto Dueta is covering for Adrian Broadus today. And Alberto, I know you follow FC Juarez, both the men and the women as well. And we have one of the stars of FC Juarez Feminil back with us in the studio, and she's brought friends today. How about that?
Extremely excited to have the ladies back. It's been way too long. I was actually thinking a couple of days ago, I was like, man, we need to get them back. I need to talk to Mac. It's been far too long. They're having a phenomenal season. They have 5 games. They have 5 games without losing, so they're doing phenomenal. Excited to hear from the ladies.
We are too. So Jasmine Caceres is back. She has 4 goals, I believe, in her last 3 matches. She had one of the most exciting goals we've seen in a while come against, I believe it was Toluca.
Yeah.
Is that right? And we've got you back here today. You've also brought Diana, one of your teammates, with you as well. First off, Jasmine, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm really good. Thank you for having me back here.
Well, I'll tell you, I know things are going well for you and for the club. It seems like you're playing your best soccer of the season right now, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to bring you in. The fact that you're, making that big playoff push here late, and team's been playing really, really well, and you've actually had a chance probably to find your best groove so far of the season.
Yeah, no, it feels really good to be back in rhythm. I think obviously coming back from injury, it's kind of hard to get back into rhythm right away, but it feels good, and I'm glad that I'm finishing the season off pretty well.
The injury was a setback. There's no doubt about it. It was a blow, and was that the first time that you've had to try to overcome something like this during your career?
No, honestly. So ending last season in playoffs, the first game of playoffs, I had torn my hamstring.
Okay.
And then, so I was coming back from that injury. I kid you not, maybe like 3 or 4 days after returning, I tore my quad. So I think ending the season and starting the season was just really, really, really rough. But that was the first time I think it was like back-to-back injuries.
Have you ever had hamstring and quad injuries before, or was that the first one for you?
That was the first one for me. Yeah, I've never had any hamstring problems, any quad problems. If anything, like I've had like little ankle problems, but I feel like that's pretty normal. But hamstring and quad I've never had before, so that was definitely a first for me.
So would you say that really, considering some of the setbacks you've had to go through, this is the first time you feel 100% healthy, and now we're starting to see the results, especially with the goals that have been scored as of late, and really you're getting a chance to do what I'm sure you've probably done for most of your soccer career, and that's give that offensive boost to your team.
Yeah, no, it feels really good. Like I said, coming off injuries, it was really, really hard, but I mean, I feel like it also kind of helped me change some things like outside of like outside of the field. I think a little bit more of my diet, maybe taking care of my body a little bit more as well. So I feel like, I mean, it affected me, but I feel like it also affected me in a really good way.
Okay, so you're telling me that the injuries have led you to better diet and better off the pitch activities is what you're saying.
I mean, I thought I took care of my body pretty well already, but I guess I needed to take that extra push just with, my coach said, with my age. He said each year I'm getting older and older, so I need to take care of it a little bit better and better.
All right. Jasmine, what are we doing diet-wise now? Are we doing a lot of chicken and vegetables and fish? What, are we getting rid of all the fast food? What are we doing?
Chicken and veggies, I think, like every single day. Rice, pasta, the basics, basically. Some steak in there. But that was already kind of like what I already ate. I think I'm just eating a little bit more of that protein base and maybe the carb base. But
there you go. And as far as the team goes, would you say this is the best that you've looked as a team all season?
Yeah, you know what? I think our style of play is just coming together. I think each season we just keep getting better and better and better, and I think that with the players that we bring in, it just fits our style of play like Really, really well. So I think that we look really, really good this season. And I had a feeling we did with the players that we had coming in. I knew that we were going to have a great team. It took some time for us to like get into rhythm with each other. But I think everything's like falling apart and during the perfect time as well, going into playoffs.
Well, you also have a new coach, and I'm sure that it takes time to learn different systems, different terminologies. Would you say that this, with your new coach, it's a completely different system, or is it much of the same as you played last season?
You know what? No. So he's been here for a year and a half, and our system of play has kind of been the same. I think it just took us time to adapt. I think my first season here, everything was just kick the ball into space and, one of the forwards, one of the wingers will get there. But he came in and he really wanted to change our style of play, really wanted us to play from the back, to have that confidence to play each player and to hold the ball as well. So I think we were just kind of adjusting to his style of play, and I'm glad that we did because I think we look so much better as a team. Especially
on the defensive side, would you say that's really where you've tightened it up the most?
Yeah, our defense is solid right now. I think we have Julie and Anya, two of our really strong center backs that, you know what, we just feel like we have so much confidence with them back there. Like if anyone's going to go 1v1 against them, then we know that Julie or Anya has it, or even like our wingers as well.
Yeah, Jasmine Casadas with us here on Sports Talk as we get things started. Again, Sunday, the big matchup coming up against Tigres. What time are we talking about? What time will kickoff be on Sunday?
8:10, I believe.
Oh, so it's a night match, a Sunday night match.
Yeah, it'll be a really good match playing against our former coach, and a really big team as well. Tigres is a big team, so I think it'll be a really good match.
I think they're first right now, aren't they, in the table?
They are. They only have one loss. We wanted to be their first loss, but maybe we'll be their second.
There you go. You have the chance to do that,
yeah.
and as that happens, you'll continue to move up the points rankings as we get closer and closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I think if we get this win, then we definitely will secure that spot into playoffs, which would be super, super exciting.
I talked about your goal against Toluca. People are already saying that could be a goal of the year, a nominee when you discuss that and see what you did. You somehow took a pass and you were able to direct the ball into the net without it ever having to touch the pitch, which I don't know if that's something you practice or if it was just the perfect placement, the perfect timing. How would you describe that particular goal?
You know what? I tell everyone that it was kind of lucky. I guess I was just in the right place at the right time. But, these past 2 weeks, we've been training a lot offensively on getting those balls in and like a ball from Kriska, those centers in and trying to figure out how to attack it, basically. So I think that just really what's been helping us. A lot of those reps of just getting those center balls in and trying to place it in the net. And I think that's what helped me is just those training sessions.
You've got a 5-match winning streak. You've got 2 matches left in the regular season. I've always been told that when it comes to soccer, sometimes it takes a while for a team to click and really start to play its best ball of the year.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much the case with you, especially since, like you said, you had the injury early and then now you've come back, you're finally 100%, and we're starting to see the results?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely took some time for us. Starting off the season wasn't our best start of our previous seasons. We had players coming back from injuries. Priska was coming back from injuries, but she also went to the Olympics as well, so we kind of missed her in a couple games, and she's obviously a big part of our attack. And then I was coming off of injury. Diana, who just came in, Reforest came in off of injury as well. So we had a lot of injuries coming off the season. And then we have injuries finishing off the season as well. Cassie is one of our midfielders who's also injured right now. Our goalkeeper just tore ACL as well. So, so I think that it took some time to get to rhythm with each other, but I think everyone's kind of figuring out how to play with each other, and I think that's going to help us a lot in playoffs.
Tell me about Diana. She's next to you right now here. She hasn't said a word yet on the radio, but what can you tell us about Diana?
She's quick, for sure. She's a quick player. She's very dynamic. I think she fits our style of play so well. I think our top line is just speed, pressure, just being in the box every single cross, and she's one of those players. So, and she obviously has her own little dynamic. She's a natural lefty, which I didn't know until the middle of the season when we were playing a couple games on our left foot, and she didn't want to tell us that she's a natural lefty, so that's why she won every time. But I think she helps us a lot in our attack. I think she's a great player.
I like it. Diana, let's get you on the mic here for a second. If you can, grab those headphones, and I'm going to get you up, and you can say hello to everybody. First off, if you don't mind, introduce yourself to our listenership and tell everybody a little bit about you.
Hello. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Diana Martin, and I play with Jasmine, obviously. I came onto the team, I would say 3 months ago. I came from Club America. And so, this is my first year as a pro. I graduated from UCF. It's in Orlando.
I know. We're very familiar with Central Florida, so thank you very much for that. That's good.
And, so now I'm here.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Juarez, but I also lived here in El Paso. I actually went to Coronado High School. It's about 5 minutes or 10 minutes from here. Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Alberto is a Coronado alum, and I am a Coronado alum.
Are you really?
And so is Luis Rodriguez, who's now with FC Juarez. Yeah. So there's a lot of Coronado alumni here on this radio show. Yeah, I went there
freshman, sophomore year before I moved to Miami. So, yeah.
Oh, very nice. All right. So you've got some West Side El Paso in you.
I do.
That's
I do
good.
Have West Side
so is it nice to come back and now, a few years later, be back here in the borderland and have a chance to come to some familiar areas, but also represent FC Juarez with a Feminil?
Yeah, no, I mean, it feels awesome to come back here. I never really thought I would come back to Juarez and El Paso, but ever since I've been here, I felt so welcomed from the team and from the environment and stuff. So honestly, I couldn't be more happy to be back here for sure.
Terrific. As far as being on this club now after your time spent with Club America, what can you tell us about? We've already heard from Jasmine about what she feels on this team. She's been here a little longer than you, but what can you tell us about just the makeup of this club and right now how really everybody's playing their best ball of the year?
Honestly, I think that Juarez is a club that's really on the rise. Every single year we bring in better players, and our coach and the project that we have for the team has been kind of just coming together. I think every single year we get better and better and better, and this is a team that really has that championship contender ability, and so it's actually really something to be excited about. It's something that everybody can really get on the bandwagon. So I think that, honestly, Juarez is just really on the rise right now.
And as you've been coming back, do you feel like right now you're having a chance to play some of your best, your best soccer this season?
Yeah, I really do. I feel like being here, I've developed so much as a player. This is my first year as a pro, but really my first 3 months on this team. And honestly, I've been really happy here, and I've just developed a lot. I've been able to, help the team however I can, and obviously as a forward, it comes in with goals and assists. But there's so many other aspects to the game and style of play that we do here. So I've just really been focusing on that.
So if this is your first year as a pro, does that mean you just graduated Central Florida last season?
Yeah, I graduated from Central Florida in December.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Oh, so it wasn't that long ago you were at Coronado. We're not talking about, about 7 years ago?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No, that's actually pretty good. Jasmine, I learned something today. I had no idea. By bringing Diana on, we've got a former El Paso in
I
that's
know.
here with
I
us
was going
right
to throw
now.
that in there. I was like, fun fact. She actually grew up in El Paso and Juarez.
That is a fun fact. No, I agree. Now, you've had a chance to play at a lot of places all over the country, but now that you've been here, you just signed a new contract extension prior to the start of this season. So I'm sure for you, the commitment right now is staying in the borderland and kind of becoming a staple of this soccer club.
Yeah, for sure. I think making my decision on staying here was hard, but it was also easy at the same time. I think everyone in Juarez and El Paso has been super welcoming of me, so I just wanted to kind of continue to grow with the community. I think it's really important to just continue to grow with the community, and the fans have been with us every single second. So I think I owe them, or we owe them, a championship.
If people have never been to watch you play, and they can do so this Sunday at 8 o'clock when you go up against Tigres, which is going to be one of the top matches with 2 left in the regular season and the playoffs coming up, how would you describe what an FC Juarez Feminil game is like?
Oof. You know what? If you're in the stands, I think it's really fun because I feel like hearing it from the field, our fans are just yelling the whole time, just there for us the whole time, supporting us, chanting for us. So I think in the fan base, it'll just be super fun. But I think seeing us play, I think you're going to get a lot of grit out of us, a lot of resilience. I think we're a team that never gives up. Against the Toluca game, actually, we ended up getting tied in the 85th minute. Diana actually scored the game-winning goal in the 96th minute out of 96. So I think we're a team that shows a lot of resilience, and we don't give up. So I think that's what they're going to see out of us, a lot of resilience, especially against a big team like that.
I like that. And it sounds to me like also with the playoffs around the corner, you're going to be a team that's going to be a tough force to be reckoned with, because if you're playing your best right now and you've won 5 straight, you're going to be going into the playoffs on a high. And sometimes we find that in postseason play, the team that's playing the best is going to be the team that could be going all the way.
Yeah, for sure. I think it definitely helps our confidence going into playoffs. I think this game, if we come out with the win, I think it'll definitely help us with our confidence as well, beating a big team and going into the playoffs knowing that whoever we match up with, we can take them on.
One thing I want to mention before I wrap things up with you ladies is that just a few months ago you had a chance to play a friendly against UTEP. And I thought that it was really cool to see both teams come together here in El Paso at University Field in front of the fans and gave you a chance to broaden a little bit and let El Paso and see you in action more. It's something that I really hope we can kind of make an annual thing just to try to develop the relationship more between UTEP soccer and obviously FC Juarez.
Yeah, I think it was something that was really cool for us. I wasn't there because I was with the national team, but I mean, I hope the next matchup that we do have with UTEP, I'm able to be there just because I think it's a good experience from both sides. I feel like the American soccer is definitely different from Mexico soccer, so it helps us as well just to adapt to different styles. And I think it'll help them as well to adapt to the Mexican style. So I think it'll be really, really cool to get another friendly in there.
And how is the national team? Give us an update on that.
Really good. We have a camp in Mexico City after the Tigres game. So I'll be going on Monday to Mexico City with the national team, and we play against Venezuela, a friendly preparation match. So it's been really, really good. I think I'm getting back my confidence as well. I think coming back from those injuries, I wasn't able to get called up with the national team. I wasn't even an option at that point with the injuries. So I think it helps me with my confidence to get called up again and hopefully get back into rhythm with them as well.
That's got to mean a ton for you, knowing you get a chance to represent your country, play for the Mexican national team, and obviously, World Cup and some of the big events like that are just, they're huge.
Yeah, no, it means so much, honestly. I think every time I get called up, I feel like a little girl. I get super happy and giddy just to be recognized by them and just to be able to be there. Even if I don't get much playing time, I think just being around that environment, it's just a completely different environment, and it's super exciting just to help me grow as a player.
If people want to follow the two of you on social media, what's the best way to do it?
Probably through Instagram, honestly. Yeah, I don't really go on Facebook much. Twitter sometimes, but I think Instagram will probably be the best handle.
What's your handle on Instagram?
My handle is @JasmineCasares_.
Okay, fair. It's easy enough. Diana, What about you?
Mine is @Diana.Martin17.
Excellent. So it's not Diana, is it Diana?
It's Diana, but Diana is easier to spell. Dayana.
Gotcha. Diana, you definitely come back and see us again, okay?
I will, for sure. Thank you.
All right. And Jasmine, it's always great to see you. Congratulations on the streak, on this team playing so well, and we wish you ladies nothing but the best here as we get closer to the playoffs.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having us.
You got it. FC Juarez starting us off. UTEP women's volleyball is next. They're on fire, and they're in the studio as we continue right after Charlie 1 with traffic. I like this show. It is like our women's sports takeover day is what it is. I mean, we set the tone with FC Juarez Feminil, and now we've got UTEP volleyball in the house. So we go from a team that has won 5 in a row, and they are playing their best soccer of the season in terms of the Liga MX, the top division in Mexican soccer, to the hottest team at UTEP, and that is the volleyball team. All they do is win, and they are right now 10-0 at home. They are 8-0 in the conference. They just came back from a road trip, made it look easy, almost too easy. It really is. And with us right now is UTEP head coach Ben Wallace and a couple of members of his minors that have been on with us in the past. First off, Coach, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you. And I like the fact that the three of you are all dressed in hoodies, even though it's about 85 degrees outside and sunny.
Yeah,
That's It's good stuff.
Yeah, if you came into Memorial Gym and it's icy cold, like 36 degrees, I think you would wear a hoodie pretty much every day of the week as well.
You're telling me it's 36 degrees?
No, I'm being facetious.
At Club Memorial?
At Club Memorial, it gets nice and hot in there, so it's got to be cold. But in our offices, it's about a cold, balmy 62 degrees pretty much every day in there.
Well, let me tell you this. You've got Torrance and Sarah back with you today.
I'm sorry in advance. I apologize. I mean, you told me I had to bring two, and unfortunately, nobody else wanted to come, so I had to bring Torrance and Sarah.
The last time you brought Torrance, we didn't know what to expect from her. Anything that could come out of her mouth would come out of her mouth.
It did.
And it did. And I'm so interested as she has that deadpan look on her face right now as I bring her back. If anything has changed since that last conversation, and why do I feel the answer is no?
Now, I'll let Sarah take this one. Has anything changed since the last time Torrance was on with us?
Was she here with me?
No, she was here with Maddie Gant, and it was a total mess. Yeah, everything that came out of their mouths was a joke and funny and hilarious, and we had a great time. You were here with Emma, weren't you?
Yeah, I was
here with
We had the
serves
Emma.
from the Serb War.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
didn't I come during camps?
No, we came during the year. It was you and Maddie, and you guys were a hot mess.
Yeah,
Steve
you know what?
got a laugh out of you guys.
You're so busy with your schedule, you don't even remember when the last time you showed up here, which is good. I guess.
She gets hit with the volleyball in the face a lot, too, so
Yes.
she might not know what today is.
I can tell. Well, first off, ladies, welcome back. Good to have you. And again, as I mentioned earlier, congratulations. It has been a great start to the season for all of everybody associated with UTEP volleyball. In fact, Memorial Gym is now known as Club Memorial. Let's start there because we have now seen the transformation of UTEP's historical gym that has been the home of UTEP volleyball for years into everything. It's just about everything but a dance club. I mean, and I'm hoping, and I'm not going to lie to you, that was my suggestion to Coach Wallace is, you know what, we need to make this like after a match, we need to give fans a chance to come and just dance on the floor and turn UTEP Club Memorial into actually Club Memorial. What do you think, first off, ladies? Do you like the idea of fans having a dance party on the court after a match?
I love that idea. I would definitely join after the game.
You would. So
She would have an
Sarah-
outfit ready for it as well.
Under her jersey.
Under.
Just waiting.
So
Just
Sarah
waiting.
is ready to go with that. Torrance, what do you think?
I think it's a great idea.
You don't ever have to ask these two to not dance.
No,
yeah,
they'll-
they'll be in on it for
Well,
sure.
they're practically dancing during the match. I mean, not on the mat during the match, but I mean, they're getting into it.
No,
I
they
can
are.
tell.
I got to keep Torrance off the cheerleading squad every single year. She's always trying to get me on the dance squad, on the cheerleading squad, and so she's in for sure. She wants to just get out there and dance all the time.
If you were not on the volleyball team, would you want to be a cheerleader? Is that something you would like to do? Just because that's
Yeah, answer
like
truthfully.
like a
What?
natural thing for you?
Think about your answer. Right?
I know. You know, it's a great extracurricular. That's all I can say. 'Cause
Okay.
It was like something I did for fun in high school. It wasn't like my
So you were
first choice.
So wait, you were a cheerleader and a volleyball player in high school?
I was a dancer, yeah.
Oh, dancer. Okay. Well, you could be part of the. Does UTEP still have a dance team?
Are they still
Yes.
called the Gold Diggers? Is
No,
that
I don't know
okay.
if they're still called the Gold Diggers,
I
but
don't
yes,
know.
they do.
I think it's now just the UTEP dance team.
Okay.
They tell me
Yeah.
all the time they have a uniform ready for me.
That's
Do
true.
they?
All I know is Bianca is just she's an assassin.
She is.
She's an assassin. I love her.
Your team is filled with assassins this year, and that's one of the storylines right now. Again, you tell me, because we've done this ever since you first arrived here, 6 years ago, from Cruces in New Mexico State. I ask you the same question every time, but this group, it seems to be much of the same from last year, except right now you're complete, you're deep. You're playing terrific. You got the confidence going. You tell me. I mean, is this so far the best group you've been associated with since you've been at UTEP?
We've had some really good ones. And, the thing that's separating this group and this team from some that we've had in the past is that they're just as together as some of our past two seasons we've been when it comes to our team culture. But we're staying healthy, knock on wood. And Courtney would probably punch me if I said something like that without finding some piece of wood to touch. But
We've got wood here. There it is.
I got
That's
you, Courtney.
wood.
Here we go.
There we go.
We're healthy. We have a good mixture, a good solid mixture of veterans and young people that are helping out. I mean, just last weekend, Landry, we call her Landry Portugal. Well, I do anyway. But Landry Brazil jumps in the lineup against La Tech in a couple matches, and she's freshman of the week and hits 460. You know what I mean? So we've got a good, deep, athletic, talented roster, maybe the best roster we've ever had. But we also have a bunch of people who really like each other. They care about each other. They're trying really hard. And so in a lot of ways, statistically, but also in record and also what you see out on the floor, this could be the best team we've ever had.
I'll say this. When I've watched this club play, intensity is up at a certain level. Sarah's all smiles right now. But the truth is that when the match starts, you have your game faces on. And it's an intense group. You're competitive. You want to win. You don't want to just win. You want to beat up your opponents. That's pretty much the thought process, right, Sarah?
I mean, yeah, it's true. Whenever the lights are on, I feel like we're all locked in and we're just trying to, beat the best version of ourselves and get the win.
You've been through a lot yourself, battling the injuries and now finally getting a chance to be back. What does it mean for you to be able to get out there, know you're 100%, and be able to contribute like you are right now?
I mean, it's a blessing for me to recover this fast from my bad injury. So I'm honestly thankful for this group just getting me through that every single day last semester and also this semester. So I'm just grateful to be playing, just balling out on the court, and I love it.
That's great. Last time you were here, Torrance, I remember there was a nickname you had. I wasn't supposed to just call you Torrance. What was it? What was the name I was supposed to refer to you as?
Oh, Hulk? Is that how long ago that was?
Yeah, that's how long ago. Yeah, Hulk.
Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
Hulk.
right. I mean, do you still have the Hulk smash qualities when you're out there on the on the court?
Most times, yes.
Most times.
Most days.
Most days.
That's good. Coach, does she go by Hulk from her teammates, or do most people just call her Torrance? Do they call her? Does she have other
There's
nicknames?
a lot of
See,
nicknames
what are they?
for this kid. There's a lot of nicknames.
Yeah, let me hear. How many nicknames do you have right now? Let me hear. List them all for me.
Most of them come from when she goes and orders a Dutch Bro or a food order.
Chick-fil-A or something.
Torrance is somehow the hardest name in the history of mankind to
Really?
write down on a cup or on a bag. So name them.
Do you go with? Okay, let's hear them.
We have Turrent. We have Dorrance. We got, which one was at the Mexican restaurant that we just, it was like, it was just so wrong. I was like, okay. I've got Terrace. I've got,
yeah.
they just spelled Torrance wrong in general.
Have you ever gone with T?
I mean,
yeah.
that's what everyone calls me
T.
normally. It's just
Yeah.
T. It's so much easier that way.
Well, to me, Torrance doesn't seem that difficult, but I guess for some people it is.
Yeah.
Somehow it is.
Okay. And you said it, like you go to all these different places, and sometimes do you ever use fake names? Do you ever try to give them just to play with them and give them some name that's not really you, just to have some fun with them?
because I just get my own name whenever I leave.
What's your go-to at Chick-fil-A?
Like my name?
No, your go-to sandwich.
Go-to order, bro. She got hit in the face today. So
It's a little slower
with your questions.
I can understand that.
My bad. 12-count grilled nugget with the kale crunch salad.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, have you had the new pimento honey chicken sandwich?
Yeah, I'm not a big pimento fan.
Let me tell you something. You don't have to be. That thing is
Is it life changing?
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get
Yes.
it. Are you going with
Do
pimento
you
or
get the
not?
regular one or the spicy one?
Regular one for now, but I am going to be trying the spicy one just to see. But now the regular one was good. I liked it last year when they first came out with it. Didn't feel like they needed it. So, but you know what? You might say you're not into pimento, but when you try it, it's one of those things where everything blends in perfectly, and you're like, man, this is
This
good.
is what I was missing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's exactly right. That's it. Okay, you tell me, Torrance. This team on the on your teammates right now is again. We already see what it's starting to be like right now. We know the home court advantage you have. The gym is rocking every single time you guys are home. In fact, Club Memorial, as it's been deemed, you're getting 1,500 to 2,000 fans per match during the regular season. We're not talking the National Invitational Tournament. This is the big. What's it like for you knowing you have that kind of crowd behind you, and everybody that follows UTEP knows about volleyball right now?
I mean, it's just like what Ben says all the time. It's like we get what we deserve. Like, we've worked so hard in practice and out of practice and with each other that it's just showing the city of El Paso and the people that go to school with us that we are good enough and that we're going to put on a show for you whether you come. And then once you come once, you're going to want to keep coming. And, I mean, I always think we play better in Memorial anyways. Like, we just have a different drive and different energy to each other and with our coaching staff and with El Paso that it's just a lot more fun in there for sure.
I like the fact that you call him Ben and not Coach. I think that's good. You have a very.
It's better than some of the other names that they call me. There's a lot of other things it could be. I'm glad it's Ben or Coach. Yeah.
No, but but the point is, you have that's your relationship. I can tell. Is this group as tight knit and as close as we heard a little while ago from Ben?
You make me feel like I said it wrong.
No, I
almost think it's the closest team that I've been a part of since I've been here. Like he said, we've had really good teams before, but I feel like this year is it's different. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like just the vibes we get on the bench, in the locker room, in practice, after practice, like the things we send in our group chat. Like there's just never a feeling that's gonna be hurt. There's never like a joke is never taken too lightly. Like it's always fun. Like I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like.
Yeah.
I don't want this year to end, basically.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And this isn't even your senior year.
No.
The two of you are both coming back, right? You're both
Yikes.
juniors this year. It's amazing when you think about that.
Yikes.
I
don't know. We'll see.
But that's a good yikes. That's the kind of yikes you want, right? I mean,
it is a good yikes. It is. I play a lot of games with them, and we say a lot of funny things. I mean, just this last week on the road, I told Emma Uskokovic that if she didn't hit a cut shot in the game, I was going to put her on the transfer portal. And our team they were so excited when she got the cut shot. And, Emma's playing at an astronomical level right now. But just this group has a good way of taking challenges and, understanding that when I put a challenge in front of them that it's hard. Like even today in practice, we beat the crap out of them in practice today, knowing that, the hard things are coming, even this weekend and next weekend when we play at home. And so they just take a lot of challenges. They're easy to coach. When they don't play well or they don't practice well, they come back and they're ready for the next step, and I appreciate that from this group.
Well, the fact that you don't have to motivate them and they motivate themselves is even better.
Yeah, we talked about that this morning. I mean, that was on the board this morning. The whole premise of our before practice talk was what should be motivating you this time of year. Now it helps that we're the only team in the country with 18 wins. There's not another team in the country that has 18 wins in Division I volleyball right now. That helps motivate you. But at the end of the day, that's not what's driving us, is trying to win 19 or 20 games. It's just what comes at the end. Can we be a championship level team on November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in our gym? And so that's what's motivating this group, man, and they're hungry right now, and it's exciting.
Ladies, what does beating the crap out of you at practice consist of? Let me hear what that means when Coach says that. What exactly does that entail? Sarah, you want to start?
I mean, I'll let you.
All right, go.
You take it.
All right, Torrance, your turn. What is an intense beat the crap out of kind of practice like?
Well, it's funny when you walk into practice and you have the 5 hardest drills ever on the whiteboard, and you sit there and you go, it's going to be a great day at practice.
What are the 5 hardest drills ever for practice? Let me hear.
Digger set.
What is digger set?
So you have to dig a ball and set a ball every single time, but the set has to be perfect in the target. Before, it'd just be set to the person. Now we're a lot better, so we have to set in the target.
Got it. And if you don't set in the target, does it disrupt the whole drill and you got to start all over again?
No, it just doesn't count. So you just keep
you
going.
Don't get
we only have 14 minutes to do it.
Okay, so you're timed.
You're doing carpets.
Got it. Oh, carpets?
Oh yeah.
The worst punishment
Which is
ever
like,
made.
What is
like a towel drill, but it's a 2x4 covered in carpet, and you just push it.
So you
wait,
push it up
wait. And you have to push it where? Like up
so
to
like
the front
a
and back?
volleyball court.
Yeah. You got to go from one end to the other, pushing it.
As many times as you get under the time limit for what our standard is for that drill.
Oh, man. Okay, and that was just number 1.
That was just the
just
first
one drill.
All right, what are the other 4?
So then we had digging progression, but normally we do it with scoops. Today would have been pancakes, and everyone was like,
Ooh, we didn't choose that one.
It wasn't because of the pancakes. It was inside knee drive because all of us didn't want to run.
Okay.
That was horrible. And then we had pit drill. That one's
What is pit drill?
That one's a given.
It sounds bad.
It does sound bad. It doesn't
Right?
sound good.
Right?
It doesn't even sound good to mention.
Yeah. They said pit drill. Ooh.
Yeah.
What is pit drill?
They just hit and throw balls all over the place, and you have to get a touch on it, and then the second person has to set it to the correct spot. So, like, the easier way would be you have to just get 2 touches on the ball, and then you keep going. But, like I said, we're better, so we have to set it to where the coach is running, and they're, like, running all over the place, and you have to get, 10?
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, but time limit.
I was going to say 2 minutes.
I think we got to a minute 45, I think is what we gave you guys.
Okay, so that was number 3. You had 2 more of these things.
Then we had shovel and scoop, which that one has gotten okay.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, because you want to, so now, again, we're better. So now we have gotten better now putting our hands together when we dig, and we just independent hands is what we call it. So you have to shovel a ball when they hit it at you really hard. Then wherever they throw the ball, you just have to run and scoop it to get it off the ground.
Gotcha.
So it's like, how would you, like when you do the don't let the balloon hit the ground or don't let the ball drop the ground? Like that's basically what it is.
This doesn't sound fun because I haven't heard one spike yet, and we're already 4 drills into this.
But it's fun because like when you sit there and you like get a perfect dig and then you're just running and you get the ball up, everyone starts screaming. You're like, oh no, I did it right. You know?
Okay.
And then the last one was cover drill. But so when we do this, you have 4 different attackers, and everyone has to hit the ball over the net. They can't clip the net. And you have to hit it hard.
Okay.
You can't be a weenie about it.
Yeah.
But the whole point is like to transition, and then when you hit, or if you don't, you have to cover the other person, and you have to keep transitioning. So it's like it gets tiring, but the whole point is to work hard. Yeah. But today we had to do, instead of 4 times hitting it, you had to hit it 5. So one person had to hit it twice.
Wow. Look at you, coach.
But they got to choose. I put 5 up there. They got to choose which 3 that we were going to start practice with. They made their choice, and it was actually really good. It was one of the better. I made it harder today on them in the cover drill, and they did really well. It was real good transition moves, and that's what we're going to need at the end of the year, man. Like, we got to make it hard. I know their bodies are this time of year starting to break down on them, but we needed to make it tough today. So they made some good choices, and we got some good work in.
It sounds like it. It does. It sounds like that's one of these practices I don't know if I want to go watch.
I really wanted to pit drill the mess out of you two
I
today.
knew you were going to walk up there. I knew it wasn't me. You and Courtney were going to walk up there and be like, wow, they didn't pit drill.
No, they didn't want to pit drill today, but we'll put it in the practice plan for later in the week.
I love it. All right, we're going to come back more with the UTEP volleyball team as we continue. Stay with us. It's Sports Talk and 600 ESPN El Paso. All right, 48 past the hour. We're back here on Sports Talk, back with the UTEP volleyball team. Torrance is here. Sarah's here. Coach Wallace is here as well. Miners are going to be on the road. Jacksonville State Friday and Saturday. It's a 5 o'clock matchup on Friday. That's going to be, I don't think that's even going to be televised. I don't even see, what's going on with that one? I mean, there's no television for you. Come on.
No,
every UTEP game should be on TV.
Yeah.
Everyone.
You know, it's weird this weekend. Usually ESPN has got a contract with Conference USA where they have to play these now. I'm pretty sure Jacksonville State matches will be on televised ESPN Plus.
Okay, good.
But what was happening last weekend at Middle Tennessee, we didn't see either game online, which was weird. But usually that's just an accident or something. But they'll have both these matches on the ESPN Plus, and you can just go watch it there on the app, and they'll be on there for sure.
And by the way, you come home. What a series it's going to be next weekend with Western Kentucky coming to town. Ladies, have you been marking this one in your calendars and just ready to get after Western Kentucky and show them what this UTEP team is going to do to them?
I mean, that's one of the games that I'm most looking forward to just because I got injured last year. So
Against them?
Yeah. First match, first conference game over there in Kentucky, I got injured. So
Was it their fault, and did they do something dirty?
No, I cannot say that. No.
Okay, so it's not like you're ready to go out and punch somebody.
No. We just wanna win.
Okay,
we just wanna win.
But for you, it is. You would like to get another shot at them because since you went down against them last year, it means more than just the regular opponents for you.
Yeah, I mean they're also a good team, so we're excited to play them. And they're also 8-0 in conference now, so we're waiting for that one, them to come in here.
Hulk, what about you? What do you think about Western Kentucky next weekend?
I mean, it's always, I wouldn't say it's like NMSU. It's always been a rivalry. Like, just to finally just prove what UTEP volleyball is and beat them is, like, I think what we work so hard for all the time. It's like you have your certain opponents every year that, like, it just gets you ready for a conference tournament, and that's just another team standing in our way. And just to prove that we are a way better volleyball team, to just go out there and just do our best is, I think, all we can do for sure.
Not to mention you get Middle Tennessee the next week. So it's nice to have back-to-back home matches before you have to go back on the road again. So give you a chance after Jacksonville State to fill up Memorial 4 times, Club Memorial, and really capitalize on everything going into the tournament.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of the tournament, this is a big, big deal for UTEP to host. And this is the ultimate home court advantage. It really is. In fact, after all the years you've had to play on the road and essentially make these tournaments road matches for you, now you finally get the opportunity here coming up, in a matter of 6 weeks to be doing this.
Absolutely. And, and everything we've done all year, I mean, we put the pressure on this group even in the spring about talking about knowing that we were going to bring the Conference USA tournament here. Every single weekend, I mean, these guys kind of laugh about it now because every weekend all I do is just lather up the stress to try to put on these guys every single match we play and make it a little tiny mini championship because we know what it's going to be like in our home gym. And the exciting part is, I just talked to Danny today about the budget for the conference championships. Like Jason Craig's going to play, he's going to be the DJ for every match. He's going to do it for every single quarterfinal. He's going to do it for semifinals. He's going to do it for the finals, And so
nice.
When the Conference USA folks came here, they said, as long as you DJ for everybody, you can have your DJ. So we said, we'll provide a DJ for everybody then. So it's going to be a party. It's going to be awesome for everybody. But at the end of the day, we know we're going to play in our home court and have a chance to not only compete for, but win a championship here. And to do that, we've got to go out and earn it. And we will get what we deserve as long as we put in the work. And as long as we are tactically sound and ready to rock and roll and mentally stable with what we want, we're going to give ourselves a shot.
Have tickets gone on sale yet for that? Can fans buy them now, or do they have to wait?
They just today approved the numbers. They're going to sell a ticket package, which is going to be super sweet. Normally, conference championship matches are so expensive, but Danny and the administration just approved a ticket package today that I think they're going to release pretty soon to the public. It's going to be like $50 for the entire weekend.
That's amazing.
Which is awesome. I mean, you can't get that anywhere. So to get 4 awesome matches on the first night and then 2 the next night and then a championship on the Sunday for $50, that's amazing.
It's like the ultimate all-access pass.
Really is. It really is. And it's going to be a blast no matter what teams are playing. I think they're going to have 8 really good teams in this conference championships. And right now, us in Western Kentucky are sitting at the top, and we're looking forward to playing Jack State this weekend.
This comes from Chuco Wayne on Twitter. It says, 915, show up to Club Memorial to support our amazing UTEP volleyball team. Top to bottom, this team is stacked full of talent, intensity, and pride. There is no atmosphere at UTEP like a volleyball match. Let's go Miners.
Love it. Love
there
it.
It is.
Jacks me up.
I'm telling you. And there's so many fans like this. You have no, I mean, I get videos from friends that go to matches. And, this is not a secret anymore, ladies. The word is out that your games are the place to be as far as UTEP. And it's been like that the last couple of years now. Mm-hmm. What a laid-back group.
They're laid back, I know. They're very humble, these two buttholes.
You really did knock the crap out of them today
I really
during practice.
They
got nothing to say. They got nothing to
Here's what's
add.
different about this year's crowds than the previous 3 or 4 years. We're getting students now, which is a big, giant deal. I mean, we've never gotten a student section. It's always been the community, the city, the volleyball people, the people in town that love UTEP sports. And so our student crowd now has been awesome. And we've got a couple of the fraternities that are coming out, some of the sororities. We've got athletes that are coming. The football, basketball, soccer, tennis, every golf team's been there. I mean, everybody's been supporting us, and the student section has been legit. And so that's a big difference in our crowds this year is the student population has been showing out, which is awesome.
I love that. And I feel like that, again, having that kind of support is what makes this so big for you and for this program as you continue to build it.
100%. And these guys have earned it. I mean, we talked all year about you get what you deserve, like Torrance said, and they've earned it. They work hard. They play hard. They put on a good product. I mean, they've won 11 straight matches. We've lost 1 set in the last, I think, 10 matches. We've lost 1 set
in
the last 10 matches. And that's what they're capable of. I mean, they're really playing roughshod over Conference USA right now, and we got to keep that rolling on Friday and Saturday.
Ladies, again, it's next weekend with Western Kentucky, and then the following weekend, Halloween weekend, with Middle Tennessee. If nobody has ever been to Memorial before, Club Memorial, for a volleyball match, all right, Sarah, I'll start with you. How would you describe what the experience is like at Club Memorial for UTEP fans?
I mean, I feel like word club just describes a lot.
Yeah.
And as you said, like a lot of dancing, a lot of fun. I feel like the crowd is getting engaged, They're not on their phones during the game. They're watching the game. They're cheering us on, especially like the high school girls. I know that they love to come and see us.
Nice.
And after that, just us engaging with the fans, I feel like that's also amazing thing. They always come to us. We hug them, take a picture, talk to them, and I feel like they love that too. And it's also nice for us.
Good. Melo Torrance, if you had to pick a type of experience that Sarah did not mention yet, what would you add to that as far as home matches? What's it like?
I mean, for us, it's like I always explain at the pep rallies is the more people that go, the better we play, because the louder it is in there, that makes us feel like, and especially when we're doing good, it's so loud in there that it's like, I don't know. It's
like
exciting.
in the club.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Like in
and
the
then
club.
it's even better, like she was saying after when we engage with fans, the amount that have come up to me after and been like, this is our first one that we've been to and we are going to keep coming. Because not only that we won, but they're just like, it's so fun. Like we've never, they watch volleyball, but they're like being there is completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just you meet so many new people too. Like I know I've invited a bunch of classmates, and they're like, I've never actually been. Like, I see you guys win, but I've never actually been. And they invite a ton more of their friends to come, too.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, our retention rate's stupid. And I think, the biggest reason is because of the level of athleticism. And when you walk out there and you see these guys like Lavina touching the top of the antenna with a little hop, and she's 18 years old and doesn't know what she's doing yet, and you see these guys jumping up and bouncing balls all over the place, and they're physically some of the best athletes on campus. And they're doing it by winning as well. And so that's a testament to what they're putting in. But the atmosphere and the level of entertainment now is a big deal. And so when my 12-year-old kid walks up to me at the end of our last match and goes, "Hey, Dad, all my buddies and I, we actually got to sit and watch the game this time because everybody was so interested in how you guys were beating the opponent you were playing." He's like, "That was pretty fun. I got to actually watch a game." And so when you got the little dorks that are usually running around and playing, grab each other here, and it's fun to know that even those young guys are watching and excited to watch these guys play.
Love that. Coach, best of luck this weekend out
Appreciate
there
it.
in Jacksonville, and come back and see us before the big Western Kentucky match.
You got it, man. Appreciate you having us. Thank you for fitting us in.
You bet. Ladies, always great to see you, and we'll look forward to having you come back here and see us again real soon, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Go Miners.
Got it. There we go.
Thanks,
UTEP volleyball in the house. We'll come back. Dallas Cowboys update next, and then 30 minutes more of Sports Talk as we get you ready for baseball here, bottom of the 5 o'clock hour, 600 ESPN El Paso.
From the 600 ESPN El Paso River Oaks Properties Schoolyard Sports Studio, here's Steve Kaplowitz and Adrian Broadus.
All right, start of our final 30 minutes with you as we continue here on Sports Talk. We also have Alberto Urueta with us, and he is covering today for Adrian Broadus, who unfortunately had some plumbing issues at the house he had to take care of. So if there was ever a day to not worry about, coming by the show, it's today. We're only on for 90 minutes. In fact, we're going to be with you for about another 30. We'll take you up to first pitch for the Yankees and the Guardians coming up here on 600 ESPN El Paso and ESPN Radio. So excited about giving you game 2. Guardians trying to draw even. Yankees looking to take a commanding 2-0 lead. Heading back to Cleveland for games 3 and 4. All right, we spent the whole first hour talking to members of FC Juarez Feminil and also UTEP Volleyball. And now we're going to be spending the next 30 with you here on the show to talk about the other news of the day. So clearly the big story today, the fact that the Jets made themselves better by getting Devontae Adams, and it did not take the Buffalo Bills long to get Amari Cooper in their trade with the Browns. So Amari going to Buffalo after beating the Jets last night. Devontae Adams is already at Jets camp. In fact, he flew in last night, and it sounds like the Jets were going to make this trade with the Raiders regardless of what happened last night. The problem is the trade looks a lot better if you're 3-3 and you've got the tiebreaker over Buffalo than if you're 2-4 and you're trailing the Bills by 2 games in the division after losing at home last night. And last night was one of those games where Aaron Rodgers played well. He really did. But 2 field goals that bang off the uprights, tons of calls of penalties, and just an ugly football game. In fact, it was more of the ref show than it was a football game last night. But credit to the Bills. They ended up beating the Jets 23-20. And now the Jets have, in fact, added Devontae Adams to the mix. And after watching what happened with Mike Williams down the stretch with the Jets, look, Aaron needs another receiver. It's just what it comes down to. And he'll get his favorite all-time target to pair with Garrett Wilson now and also Alan Lazard. So suddenly things look better for the Jets. However, Devontae Adams does not allow them to stop the run better than they are right now, which is bad. And he also doesn't allow the offensive line to improve themselves. So the point is, despite adding Devontae Adams today in the trade where really the Jets had to make it and they made it, they still have other things they need to do and accomplish in order to try and right the ship.
Yeah, the Jets have a lot of work to do, and the Bills also reinforce themselves. So it's kind of not a win-win situation. So if anything, a lose-lose situation because you still have a lot of work to do. Yeah, it was a bad game yesterday. You're throwing balls to guys like Jeremy Ruckett, and he gets 3 targets, 2 receptions. They make the trade to Devontae Adams because you need more playmakers. You're running back Breece Hall. He has 5 receptions. So Mike Williams, no catches on 3 targets. That's the reason you really wanted to bring in Devontae Adams, because you don't have playmakers to go with. Aaron Rodgers' problem is if you don't give him time to throw the ball, it's not really going to be any worth if you can't give him time to let the play develop and find a playmaker. So the Jets have a lot of work to do. It was a bad idea for me to go with the Jets, but they had every opportunity to win that game yesterday. Unfortunately, they can't get it done.
That's true. That is true. They didn't get it done, and it was ugly. So, again, the Jets are trying to take care of right the ship before it's too late. I think that's the best way to put it. But still, you look at what happened, in New York yesterday. You think, well, there's other places that are also dealing with issues, like the Cowboys. And man, oh man, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Jerry Jones today on his radio show, but he blasted the hosts of 103.5 The Fan. This story made headlines early in the morning when Jerry was doing his normal interview spot, and it turned ugly. In case you missed it, here is what it sounded like today on 105.3 The Fan with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones.
Listen, let me tell you what I'll do. Let me tell you what I'll do about it. I will let us sit down and look at the decisions we've made over the last several years. Okay? I'll look at it. Now, if you think I'm interested on a damn phone call with you over a radio and sitting here and throwing all the good out with the dishwater, you have got to be smoking something over there this morning. I'm not. And I really don't, and I don't even want our listeners to listen to me, to talk about, this is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
Job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong. If you are, or any 5 or 10 like you, you need to come to this meeting I'm going to today. There are 32 teams here. You're geniuses.
Jerry,
okay? Y'all really think you're going to sit here with a microphone and tell me all of the things that I've done wrong and without going over the rights?
Well,
now, listen, we both know we're talking to a lot of great fans and a lot of great listeners, and I am very sorry for what happened out there Sunday. I'm sick about what happened Sunday. Now, I'm not talking to these yahoos on the end of this phone. I'm talking to you, the fans that are listening this morning. And we can spend a lot of time going over zigging and zagging. One of the stupidest things I've ever done that anybody has ever analyzed is by the Cowboys. It was an idiot that did that. So idiot things can turn into good decisions. Okay? Smart things can turn into bad decisions. The facts are that when you make one, you don't really know whether it's going to be good or not at the time. So let's just go ahead. I'm trying to answer your questions, man. You want some conversation this morning? You're getting it.
Jerry Jones here.
Wow. All right. So that was from 105.3 The Fan earlier this morning on the show that they normally do, the weekly spot with the morning team. And, yeah, Jerry snapped back in a big way and essentially said, you know what? If you're not going to ask me the kind of questions I want, I'll get somebody else to do it, which, again, shows you that Jerry is at a breaking point right now, and he's probably heard people criticize him and the team so many times, he finally just hit the wall. But the truth is, those guys on the Fan are asking the kind of questions that most of the fan base wants to hear right now. Jerry just didn't want to answer it today. He wasn't in the mood because he knows that right now his team is dealing. You know, they've got more problems than he could probably solve. And truth is, Jerry's at the root of a lot of these problems.
Yeah, I mean, as the owner, he's as the owner, GM, CEO, and I'll keep listing all these titles. He's extremely responsible, but it's really disappointing for Cowboys fans to hear him say these kind of things. But I'll say this: look, the most disappointing part, if you're a Cowboys fan, is he's saying these things in public. What kind of things is he saying in private that are working in detriment to your team? I think that's if you really let your imagination run. I mean, that's probably why the Cowboys haven't done anything in the last 30 years.
Well, listen, I don't, again, I'll say this about Jerry Jones. Some teams would love to have an owner like this because he takes chances. He makes trades. He signs players. He extends players. He's done all that. But unfortunately, sometimes you could put what you think is the best team on paper in place that doesn't necessarily mean you're winning anything. But I mean, some teams and some fans will tell you they wish they had an owner like Jerry Jones. They just wish that he wasn't running the show. Like it was his money to spend, but he wasn't in charge of all player personnel. Let's put it that way.
I don't know. Do you think he had no influence in the running back position? I think that if you look at the way they addressed it in the offseason, you just look at it honestly as Ezekiel Elliott's not up to an RB1 in this league right now, and the fact that you don't address it, and then the fact that a guy like Aaron Jones, who's from the state, goes to Minnesota, that really hurts.
They didn't have the money to pay him. They didn't have the money to pay. They also didn't have the money to give to Derrick Henry. I mean, that was the thing that Jerry Jones did say about this team is that, yeah, he would have loved to have re-signed Tony Pollard or given some free agent the kind of money they needed. But because of Dak's contract and where it was, they did not have the flexibility with the cap the way it was to offer the kind of money they needed to get those kind of players on board. That was the whole point. And you want to know something? He's the reason they were in that spot because he put those contracts together in the first place. So it all comes back to Jerry. All right. We got a lot more in store for you. Stay with us. 17 past as we go to Charlie 1 for one last traffic update. Then get you ready. We're 20 minutes away from first pitch. Yanks and Guardians coming up right here. 600 ESPN El Paso. All right, final countdown as we get you ready for baseball here tonight on ESPN Radio. Hey, folks, I want to tell you a little bit about Underdog Fantasy because I had a chance a few weeks ago to download the app. And since football season is here, baseball playoffs are going on. We've got hockey games now, even NBA preseason. There is so much fun when it comes to making underdog picks for daily fantasy. Entries like you wouldn't believe. You can mix and match sports. You can go and enjoy higher or lower on players and what they're going to do. It really is a lot of fun. In fact, I'm not going to lie to you. When it comes to the way I play Underdog Fantasy, Alberto is going to become a very, very trusty companion right now. And I appreciate that because you've been having the opportunity to play daily fantasy contests all the time, haven't you?
Yeah, I place daily fantasy entries. I did one yesterday for $20. Breece Hall, higher rush yards. Josh Allen, higher pass yards, and I turned my $20 little into 60. So if you saw some pep in my step, that's why, because I was excited.
I love that. Now, folks, you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, like you just heard. Touchdowns, passing yards, and more. It is so easy to do it and so much fun. In fact, it becomes a daily part of your routine. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Now, here's what you need to do. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code KLAQ. And Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry. Plus, up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code KLAQ to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. All right. I need your recommendations for tonight. The problem is there's no football tonight, so it would have to be part of the baseball games or the hockey games or NBA preseason. Hey, the point is when you check out Underdog Fantasy and you set things up, there's something to play every single day. There's never a dull moment, is there, when it comes to daily fantasy?
No, not at all. And there's college football from here until pretty much the end of the year, and I think there's only like 1 day break. So there'll be a whole lot of college football for the near future.
There really will be. All right, meanwhile, we are closing it down, getting ready for game day. Guardians-Yanks from the stadium, game number 2. It's going to be coming up here in just a few minutes on 600 ESPN El Paso. In fact, we're going to talk about that. We also have UTEP football tomorrow, and this is important because the Miners are going to be playing Florida International here at the Sun Bowl. We're going to be live at the District Pub and Kitchen tomorrow, 3233 North Mesa. We'll be bringing you 2 hours before we get ready to go for UTEP and the Panthers rematch from last year's game, where UTEP showed up, ruined Vice Night for FIU. I was there in Miami to see it. It was so much fun, folks. You have no idea. It was a great night for all of us, and tomorrow has a chance to be the same, especially with the UTEP Hall of Fame class officially being welcomed at the game. The induction ceremonies are coming up here in about an hour. What a class, by the way. Let's talk about this class for a minute. For basketball, Beto Bautista and Brandon Wolfram. Now, think about this for a second, okay? Beto Bautista played in the early to mid-'70s, 71 to 74. Developed a reputation as being a defensive stopper, super fan favorite, played his high school ball here in El Paso at Austin High, and then had a chance to play for the Bear and was known for his defense, his hustle, and what he brought to the table for the Miners during those last few years at Memorial, before it became Club Memorial like it is right now with the volleyball team. And then fast forward about, maybe 26, 27 years, and then the Brandon Wolfram era started. And by the time Brandon finished his days at UTEP, he was the program's all-time leading scorer. Now, that has since been broken by Randy Culpepper and Stephon Jackson, but Brandon finished his career as the all-time leading scorer, was first-team all-conference, was averaging 20-plus per game in scoring, and was about as automatic as it gets from the low post. Now, starting tonight, Brandon and Beto both going to be welcomed in to the UTEP Athletics Hall of Fame.
A historic class, and hopefully the people come out to support during this Wednesday night game, a Wednesday at 7 p.m. game. Miners 6.5-point dogs in that one. Unfortunately, a lot has changed since that year. Since a year ago when Cade went out there and ruined Vice Night for the FIU Panthers. But yes, they come in here 6.5-point favorites. So it'll be interesting to see how Miners come out, and I'm excited to see the support they're going to get, because it's the season hasn't gone as anyone wanted, and the numbers can only get worse from here, as they had a pretty good outing last time.
Listen, again, as far as fans go, you want to know something? They're 0-6. Yeah. So the truth is, as much as I would love to see fans come tomorrow night, I'm also a realist. Yeah. They're winless. It's a Wednesday. School is back now from intersession. It's a tough night. This would be a tough night if they were 6-0, let alone 0-6. So that is going to be difficult. But the point is, yes, the Hall of Famers will be there. So I mentioned those two. Let's mention another one, Izabela Pierkarska. I had a chance to watch her play at UTEP in the early 2000s. I'm sorry, I was saying the late 2000s. I think she was from 04 to 08. In fact, her senior year was something to remember because that was the year the Miners won 28 games, went into the top 25, and ended up going to the second round of the NCAA tournament. She was one of the anchors of that team, and when she finished at UTEP, was the all-time career leading scorer. Now she's fourth on the career list. She will also be part of the class of 2024.
That's extremely that's a big one. It'll be interesting to see if maybe that'll get people to come out in big numbers. Are you excited for today's dinner at UTEP?
I am. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Listen, this is the first year I become on the Hall of Fame selection committee, so I was very excited to be asked to be part of that group and had a chance to be with the process the whole time, saw how this works. So, yeah, I am excited. In fact, Toby Amusin is going to be there as well. Toby, one of the great track and field stars of just a few years back. 2 years here, and she already has the world record. She was three-time All-American, CUSA Athlete of the Year. So she's been in 2 Olympic Games. She's getting in with track and field. And Tony Tolbert, a big deal for a lot of El Pasoans. Tony Tolbert was on the 88 team. He was the one of the stars of the defense. Gets drafted by the Cowboys in the 4th round. Spends 9 years in the NFL. 3 world championships with the Cowboys, goes to a Pro Bowl in 96, all-rookie team in 89. So you want to know something? They got it right this year, and I'm happy. Tony Tolbert's getting in, and when you start to see the list of nominees who is not in yet and realize how good that list is, I mean, it's going to take time just to get the people that need to get in to the Hall because this Hall of Fame only started in 2002. So it's just over 20 years old. They put 5 people in a year, so it's going to take a while to get everybody from all the different UTEP sports into the Hall.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. And look, Tony Tolbert, that should be a huge get. UTEP marketing should anchor themselves there. Former Miner, former Cowboy, come out and support. He's going to be in town. I think that would draw a decent crowd. But, yeah, I think that the amount of talent that is there but not in the Hall of Fame yet is hopefully that's a lot of aces in the back pocket of UTEP marketing.
I agree with you. So that's going to be coming up tomorrow night at the game. Excited about that. Excited about what we're about to bring you. Guardians, Yankees. They are 5 minutes away from first pitch. We're going to send you out to Yankee Stadium here in a minute in the Bronx. Garrett Cole against Tanner Bibby. This is a big one. Guardians want exactly what the Mets got, a split so they can go back down to Cleveland one apiece rather than find themselves in an 0-2 hole and really in a must-win game for Game 3.
Yeah, getting a split in the championship series when you're away is crucial to getting out of that NLCS, the ALCS early. That way you can get a little rested before the World Series if you were to happen to make it, right? You kind of just facilitate things for yourself. But look, this Yankees team is a formidable opponent. They're not going to be easy to put down, especially at home. Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, it's going to be a hard one.
Yeah, and Garrett Cole, one of the anchors of the staff, one of the best pitchers in the game. So, he's pitched well so far this postseason. So is Bibby. He had a good start against the Tigers. So I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be a fun one. I can't wait to get you out there to the stadium, and we get a chance to see if New York can take that commanding 2-0 lead or if the Guardians will come back and even this thing out at a game apiece. So that's coming up next as we wrap things up on the shortened edition of Sports Talk. Anything before we end it out here?
What are you looking forward to this weekend?
It's only Tuesday.
I know.
What are you talking?
Sometimes good plans develop early.
This is when you say to me, nah, I'm good. I'll talk to you later in the week. You want to know something? In all honesty, I can't even think past tonight, let alone this weekend. Like, I don't even know. I'm excited about Sunday Night Football with the Jets and Steelers and seeing what Devontae Adams can do in New York. That'll be fun. But there's so much sports to happen between now and then. We've got the football game tomorrow night with UTEP. We've got Thursday night football in the NFL. We've got the baseball playoffs. Man, I don't even know yet what about the weekend because there's so much sports between now and then.
Yeah, packed week, and you're super lucky. I'm super jealous that you'll be out at the home of El Paso's best rap at the District Pub and Grill. And, yeah, the Jets pick up Devontae Adams. I love how his hamstring healed as soon as he teamed up back with Aaron Rodgers.
Miraculous.
Yeah,
miraculous.
Just like that, I put him back in the starting lineup, even though it still says out.
You should definitely make sure he's penciled back into the starting lineup.
Yes, he is in pen.
As soon as possible, that's for sure. All right, so that's going to do it. My thanks again to Alberto Urueta, who's going to be back tomorrow morning on our partner station, 95.5 The Cube. Buzz is on vacation this week, so Alberto is producing the show for Joanna and Nico. Hopefully Nico makes it back tomorrow as well. I'm sure I will be there and see everybody then. But in the meantime, ESPN Radio's coverage of Game 2 of the American League Championship Series is next from Yankee Stadium. We'll see you tomorrow at the District and then Thursday back at Speaking Rock before coming back here to our studios, our 600 ESPN El Paso River Oaks Properties Schoolyard Sports Studios on Friday. In the meantime, enjoy the ball game, everybody.